So if that connection continues like that, I don't see any way that or like why he should take a step back. If anything, he might be a little bit better because he finished as wide receiver 18 last year. And if What's up, Fackers? We are back with our Fantasy and Chill 101, counting down the top 101 fantasy football players for the 2020 season. Number 58 on our list here is DJ Chark Jr., wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is our 23rd ranked wide receiver. Last year, he finished as wide receiver number 18. Okay, so a few of his stats last year, he had 73 catches for 1,008 yards and 8 touchdowns on 118 targets. Scored 192.3 fantasy points, an average of 12.8 points per game. We know that last year started, we thought his quarterback was going to be Nick Foles, but once Gardner Minshew took over, him and Minshew had a nice little connection there with Minshew Mania. So we'll see if they can continue that this season. We talked about a couple of videos ago that DK Metcalf led the NFL in end zone targets with 19. DJ Chark had 12 end zone targets last year. That was fifth most in the league. Right, so he had quite a few end zone targets. And then the Jaguars have added Jay Gruden to the offensive staff. He'll probably be calling plays this year. So we'll see if maybe offense can get a little bit uptick with Jay Gruden there.
Yeah, Britt, go ahead. Tell us why you don't like him. You didn't seem too high on him before.
It's not that I don't like him. He started off so hot last year, and yeah, maybe with Gardner Minshew playing a full season because they did have some chemistry there. And where you can get him right now, I mean, this is really very early in the season. ADP 57. I mean, he's going around with guys like Terry McLaurin, T.Y. Hilton, Tyler Lockett. Like I think he can bring that upside or that wide receiver one upside just because what Keller said. He had 12 end zone targets. If they look to him Fournette didn't have very many rushing touchdowns inside the red zone either, I don't think. And
True.
so if they're going to look to Shark again, like he does have that upside because he had 110 targets, and I mean he could potentially be a top 10 wide receiver next year very easily.
Yeah, how do you feel about him, Ryan? I don't know. I'm on the fence here.
He's not a guy that you think about that jumps out to you when you think about top wide receivers. But if you look at what he did last year, we just talked about last video how Tyrod Taylor is going to negatively affect Keenan Allen. DJ Shark's not exactly working with the best of the best here. He had Gardner Minshew and Nick Foles for a little bit last year, and he still put up those numbers. I mean, Gardner Minshew was what, a fifth round pick last year. It's not like he was supposed to be anything special.
Yeah.
So he's playing with a lesser tier quarterback.
Yeah, but
Still
he's still
puts up
gonna
the
have
big
him.
numbers, kind of like.
He's still gonna have Gardner Minshew. That's not changing.
Yeah, that's what so I'm saying that he still has the lower tier quarterback, but he has that connection with him. Talked about the lower tier quarterbacks like to focus on one or two guys. Well, obviously DJ Chark is going to be the guy that Minshew focuses on. So if that connection continues like that, I don't see any way that or like why he should take a step back. If anything, he might be a little bit better because he finished as wide receiver 18 last year, and if continue that production through 16 games and they both stay healthy, I don't see why he couldn't be better than that.
The only issue I have with him, I wanted to like him so bad. I'm looking at he's super athletic. You know, he's the number one wide receiver there. And then I look at his actual game logs, and something jumped out at me here. So he had 9 games last year without a touchdown. Only one of those 9 games did he score above 10 points, half point PPR. So he was super reliant on touchdowns last year.
He also had 9 games of 7 or more targets. So, I mean, if they expand the field a little bit, he is 6'4", 200 and can run. Like, he's getting targets. Like 118 targets is no just in a rookie season. That's no just misprint. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude can play.
Yeah,
And you're
but
talking about him being a touchdown dependent, like just like I said,
No, I don't think
he had
so.
all the end zone. No, I was saying Matt said that he had the 12 end zone targets. So if he is touchdown dependent, well, he's getting the touchdown looks. So if that's okay, if he's getting the end zone targets, he was fifth in the league.
yeah, but then if he doesn't get those touchdowns, it just shows you that he can have a below average game. He's a pretty
And he
volatile
easily
guy.
could, but fantasy football is all about maximizing opportunity, and he's
Yeah, but hold
showing the
on.
opportunity is there.
When did Nick Foles come back in?
So 11, 12,
He
and
got
13,
hurt
I
week
think.
1.
Oh, so he did have one really good game with
He
Foles,
had one
8
game.
for 104,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, and then panned off towards the end. Yeah, I understand what Matt's saying, but Matt, with the price you're going to have to pay for him, I mean, a 5th round pick, 6th round as your solid wide receiver too, I think he does have the upside, like we're saying, to be a red zone beast and give that wide receiver one upside.
Yeah. So the first guy I see that jumps off near his ADP is Devontae Parker, and we talked about him last video or a couple videos ago. Who would you rather have there, Devontae Parker or DJ Chark?
I think Parker.
Parker just scares me because he's had and it wasn't even a full season. Wasn't it like 7 or 8 games where he just went off? Like DJ Shark did this his rookie year. He's only going to get better. How many times have we hyped up
Devontae
Devontae
Parker.
Parker, and he just hasn't panned out at all? Every fucking year, I feel like last year, towards the end of the year, yes, he was a monster, but Shark did this his rookie year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the Jaguars, so it kind of makes me think back to you'll remember this because you had Blake Bortles, but Blake Bortles' rookie year when he went off and
He
Allen
was more of a
Robinson
running
and
threat, though. Well, yeah, he
I
did have
remember Allen
Robinson
Robinson
and
and Robinson and
Hearns.
Allen Hearns each had
Yeah.
like 15 something ridiculous, a ridiculous amount of touchdowns.
True.
And then everybody was expecting them to continue that next year. They
True.
just fell off the map.
Okay, but
So
that happens every year with players. Like, but you
that's what I'm
can't like.
saying. This is the Jaguar. Are the Jaguars a
Hold
good
on, hold
football
on.
team?
No. Well, they had
No.
one good year in the past, what, 7 or 8?
I'm saying,
But
do you expect them to be a good football team next year?
no, no,
No.
no.
Yeah,
But
they're
you
gonna be
need to.
bad.
No, but you need to believe in talent though too. Like Allen Robinson is still talented. Had a very good year last year for Chicago. Like DJ Shark is very talented, and you can't deny his chemistry with Gardner Minshew.
No. Just like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he the same or exceeded last year. But I think this is a spot where you could see a drop off just because team he plays for, the guy quarterbacking, they should be leaning on Fournette. I mean,
Yeah, this is why I'm on the fence though, is because they should be leaning on Fournette, and you think of the Jags as this defensive-minded team that's going to pound the ball, but they were 12th in pass plays last year, and we're thinking they're going to take a step back in their defense, so it might just be a lot of garbage time, which
in that
which,
I'm
case, it'd be
sorry.
perfect.
which
I
is
kept
good for
saying his
DJ.
rookie
Yeah,
season. It was not his rookie season. I'm sorry. I kept saying that.
fine.
I think
Okay,
it was
but
his second year last year.
second year. But what's a drop off though? He had 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. What's a drop off? 800 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Which would still be good, but it ain't going
But
to be
still
top
not
20
terrible.
wide receiver anymore.
No, you're going into the wide receiver 2, 3 range. But for where you're drafting him, you're going to get him as a wide receiver 2.
And one thing I do
just-
like is Jay Gruden's saying they're wanting to use him like all over the place, just get him involved more in the offense, which is a good thing. They want to say he's going to be using the slot a lot more, which probably increase in targets. That's the only thing that worries me though, is last year he didn't get a lot of like. If you go look at his game logs, he had a few big games, and then he had some games where he had like 60 yards and no touchdowns, which isn't bad as like a flex player. But as my wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 1, I want a little bit more out of that.
I know, but 120 targets, dude. You can't deny that. Like, he's getting looked at.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the fence. I don't know. It'd be tough for me once
like I
he
talked
drops.
about,
I'm
it's
just saying, name another player going around his ADP with 120 targets. You probably can't do it.
How much did Devontae
And
Parker
Allen.
last year? Not sure. I do like targets when I'm picking my my wide receivers.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. So Terry McLaurin had 93. He was just right there. Who did you say, Parker?
Yeah.
Devontae Parker had 128. So yes, he did outperform him. He actually had a better year too. He does
Yeah.
have the 32nd hardest schedule, so I know that comes into y'all's account.
I
Jesus, hold on. Let me just look at these first 5 games for the Miami Dolphins. At New England, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Seattle, San Francisco. That's a little rough.
Seattle.
Yeah, but see that you could also play the argument that it's going to be a lot of garbage time because they're going to be down most of the game and they're not going to be able to hand the ball off. So
Yes, but I mean, dude, Devontae Parker has had almost 100 targets before and barely put up 700 yards. Like,
he
I
never
don't know.
he never had Fitzpatrick throwing on the ball. Fitzpatrick just doesn't give a shit. He'll fucking sling it up, let Devontae
True.
Parker come down with it.
It's true.
All right, can I go back to DJ Chark now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a good comparison.
So DJ Chark, we talked about he's probably going to go about the 5th or 6th round. I'm not probably going to go into the draft thinking, all right, I'm going to get DJ Chark. But if I look up in the 5th or 6th round, need a wide receiver, and he's sitting there, I wouldn't mind grabbing him.
Do you think owners of DJ Chark will have a bias towards him and take him a little bit earlier?
I think that's with any player.
I think that's with any player.
I
who
don't
performed well
know,
last
man.
year.
I have well, that's Aaron Jones was very good for me, but I am
You have a
not
bias. You have a bias towards Chris Godwin.
not really because he's going to be going
Guy
too
that you
high now.
drafted
I'm
later
all about
last year.
value.
And now,
No, but I'm all
right,
about
but I'm
value and where
saying,
they're going.
I think any player that overperformed where you drafted him last year, you're going to have some kind of bias no matter what.
I understand what you're saying, Keller. I get like Derek got him later, so now that no, I'm proving my point actually.
Go ahead and finish him
all right,
off.
let's just wrap this up. DJ Chark, he's our 23rd ranked wide receiver, number 58 overall. We out.
We out.
Baby